Good afternoon. Chat is MIA still.
I'm not MIA. I'm eating. You want to see fries coming out of my mouth?
Uh,
We really don't.
well, I mean, Meg's not into that sort of thing, but there
Yeah,
are
I
people
have
who
enough
are out
nightmares.
there into that sort of thing. So we're going to have to get you real close to the mic for every single crunch and smack of your lips, and then get banned on YouTube. So
No.
this is Gaming with a Side of Salt. It is I, the one, the only, the greatest Zeo Gaming. Along with me, as always, is the better person. Or wait, you know what? I forgot. Just introduce yourselves, people.
Hey guys, I'm Mediocre Gamer Girl, also known as the Meg, and I'm a gamer girl who's mediocre at games. Hi, nice to see you. And next to me is someone who's chewing. He's
Hello.
trying to traumatize us all.
All right, you can go away now, Chad.
He does exist. We know
Back to
now.
the basement with thee. So I like to keep Chad chained up under my house, in that little crawl space area. Occasionally let him out. So
Hey, at least I got a house.
yeah, he gets a little pallet down there. I threw some like scraps of something, and he made himself a nice little bed.
All of a sudden, in the middle of the night, he hears.
I don't know about that, but oh no,
It's
I
just me
lost my
rooting around.
thing. Where did it go? Oh. Anyway, so the goal tonight is to share this with as many people as you can so we can get 17 people so I can try and bring that campaign back for coffee and sell you coffee because that's what I want to do. That's right. So if you're watching this live, go share it out, send it to the masses, bring people here. I don't care where they come from, except for maybe Reddit. You can keep those people over there. We don't need the insane asylum over here.
Maid outfit.
Maid outfit.
If Zio gets enough people,
Chad will wear a maid outfit. Absolutely. That
No.
sounds like a fantastic idea. I'll order him one, and if we can get enough people to share this, Chad will show up with a maid outfit on.
No.
He already agreed to it. Like, everyone heard him say maid outfit, right? So,
Yeah, I think he actually
and I knew
volunteered.
exactly what he wanted to do. He needed an excuse for it so he could cross dress. So here we go. Chad bringing in that
It won't be the first
whatever it
time we
is
had
for
this
that.
exact same thought at the exact same time.
So how's everybody doing tonight?
Well, we're having rain, so I'm confused as a Californian. We're like, why is the sky crying? It's just so. Other than that, though, week's been pretty, been pretty interesting. Been playing Cat Quest 3. Kind of want to play again, but I have to wait till Thursday. So yeah, I'm suffering like withdrawals right now.
Yeah, we've got a pretty strong, it looks like a storm surge heading this way, coming out of the Gulf of America, heading in this direction. So it's going to be interesting. I may not have power at some point. Who knows? It's supposed to start tonight, I think. So
You have like real storms, like it's literally what you would call drizzling in actual. If we had real weather, but we're Californians and we don't do that here.
you don't do that there.
We
have
don't. We
real
absolutely
weather.
don't. That's why it's so easy.
Oh.
Well, that's one of the many reasons that it's so easy for our state to burn down.
Well, Chad,
Well,
on
the
the
southern
other
part of it.
hand, I'm assuming his face is still full of fries or something. So he's been VR streaming Beat Saber and Skyrim, right?
VR
Just
streaming?
Yeah.
Yep.
How does
Or
that
have
work?
you actually streamed it? Maybe you were doing tests.
I was doing tests on Beat Saber and technically Skyrim too, but I was just making a character to see if it would explode. Nothing exploded. Initial stream I did today for Skyrim went beautifully. No
Can we
hiccups.
expect the Chat GPT mod?
No, sadly. Well, the one I wanted to use was apparently a homebrew mod that some Twitch streamer made. But I love the idea where basically, people in the chat can actually affect the NPCs. and they rewrite dialogue in real time through their chat. So you can have somebody just like a Khajiit walking by, and instead of saying hi or whatever, he's like, it's like snitches get stitches and just keeps walking or something.
See,
I think I prefer the ChatGPT one.
I don't know
yeah,
that one. So.
yeah.
Yeah, it's where you plug ChatGPT essentially into Skyrim in the VR, so you can actually talk, and it talks back and stuff. And says things like it's more like a real life scenario.
No, don't like that.
And doesn't require chat participation to say bitches get stitches to make it worthwhile.
That's the thing, though, because we know that gamer chat is just notorious for trying to screw with you. Also, just as someone who is socially awkward, that sounds terrible to me.
Yeah,
Like,
it
hey,
does.
you can have
Like
more
giving the chat the ability to say certain, gamer words and stuff, and just on blast. It's not a good plan at all. It never is a good plan, because that's all you're going to get is like that one word repeatedly for 3 paragraphs or however many is going to be in there, because somebody's got to be that dick.
Yeah, but so the guy that made the mod where the chat can, it has a blacklist function.
Yeah, that was my assumption.
So
yeah, well, still, I think I'd rather have ChatGPT. Sounds like it'd be fun, more fun.
Well, I'm looking into.
Then Lydia can talk back to you.
No, I don't want that either. I just shut up and let me hit things.
Well, the funny thing is, I physically have to hit things. If I bare knuckle box, I'm just like.
This is why I should Beat Saber more. He talks about wanting to go to the gym, lose some weight. Beat Saber.
Oh yeah, no, I did it for like 5 hours without even realizing it, and was afterwards I was like you don't realize how exhausted you are. Then you hit end game, quit the desktop. Then all of a sudden you just like your knees buckle.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then I look at the time and realize it's been 5 hours of me playing, Metallica, King Nothing, and Daft Punk, and other songs.
Yeah, he doesn't play anything good.
I'll be right back.
But anyway, so yeah, Chad's exploring the VR world, and I'm still monster hunting because
how's that going?
Love it. It is going fantastically. I haven't been able to play much this week because I was in Nashville at the beginning of the week. Then I've worked the past 2 days, and my kids are going on vacation with their grandparents, so they're going to be gone for 7 days. So I was trying to, spend as much time with them after I got back from Nashville before they were gone for 7 days straight, and I had to be like, I'm sure they're okay. They're just on a boat in the middle of the ocean with their grandparents, but
So you're free of disabilities?
Yeah, I'm free of disability. Well, kind of. I'm sure I'll have one still running around. So at some point. But I am kind of free of disabilities for a hot minute. My kids are gone. Her kids are not. But they don't normally come in here. Well, yeah, they probably won't come in here. Because she'll probably stay out there. Because that's usually how it goes when I stream. She's got that big TV out there she likes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What TV?
There's just a small one in here.
You get me a TV?
I need a new TV. I noticed my sound's starting to go out, and it's got little spots and colors changing in weird places.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's going bad. I'm going to have to get a new TV. Anyway.
So what's happening in the world?
So what is happening in the world? Not a whole lot is happening in the world.
Yeah.
I think we are like a week or so out from Assassin's Creed coming out.
Also, we're a week out from Snow White being released, so it sounds like that's just a week that the world blows up from cringe.
Assassin's Creed Shadows release date. When is that? Is that next week, or did it happen like the other day and I just forgot? Oh, no. Oh, okay. Assassin's Creed is set to release March 20th. 2025, which is just 6 days away from today. Okay, sorry. Look, this release date has moved multiple times at this point, so I can't keep track of it. So yeah, it will release next week on Thursday, which means we can talk about what happens the following Friday. We'll see if that goes anywhere. Deep Head Chad Roughnut. That's right.
I figure since she likes to jump up and sleep in my lap, might as well include her.
Give her a name card there. Sounds like a fantastic idea. But yeah, so we're about a week or so out from that. Nothing really has happened this week a whole lot. So yeah, we've got a collection of mundane stuff to talk about. Apparently,
I
Pocket
tried.
Bear has warned gamers to not expect more Palworld.
What?
Yeah,
I think it's smart. I think it's really smart.
but it's not done.
No. What they're saying is don't expect more games, like more.
No, don't expect a second Palworld to come
Yeah.
out and blow.
Oh,
things
I
out the
see.
water. Well,
Yeah.
that I can understand. I mean, Palworld's a flash in the pan. They can expand the IP. I mean, they just make Palworld red and blue, and start
No,
doing
see-
the Pokemon thing.
So you
Oh,
would
wait,
have
they
to
can't do
go.
that.
You have to go some other shade.
Yeah, they'd have to
Mauve and
Pokemon Crimson and or I'm sorry, Palworld Crimson should be the next one.
yeah,
So they can, piss off Nintendo more.
and then Power Crimson and Cyan.
But yeah, Pocket Pair Publishing was announced just a few weeks ago at the tail end of January as an all-new arm of Pocket Pair. The developer behind Palworld, Pocket Pair Publishing, is decided to bring indie titles to life. However, the brand publisher's manager, John Buckley, recently issued something of a warning. He mentioned that while Pocket Pair Publishing bears the name, it is not related to the creation of Palworld, nor should it be assumed that more Palworld is coming from the game that signs the publisher's label. By that, okay, so they've made a new division, or I guess a new thing. They're going to work on new games, but it's not in relation to Palworld.
Yeah,
Yeah, and again, I think that's smart in that they're saying, look, this is just that's one of the things that we do, and they don't want to be pigeonholed into like, oh, they're the ones expecting Palworld type games all the time. It's like, no, that was a game that we did. We do quality games, but they're not all going to be like Pokemon with guns.
yeah. and the thing is, this is kind of the thing that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company kind of painted themselves into a corner, is they can only do Pokemon games, whereas Pocket Pair is looking to actually be a publisher of games, not just a producer of games, which I think is a very, very smart move.
Yeah, being typecast is not good for it. I mean, it's something that plagues all types of things. Like that's something that actors live in dread of, being typecast, and I think that would be the same thing for a company.
Yep.
Unless they want to just make one type of game. If they're like, we're going to be the game that makes action RPGs with very adorable characters, then but it seems like they want to be bigger than that. They want to not pigeonhole themselves, which also allows for them to have other successes in different areas if they find another niche and another way to piss off, Nintendo, like, maybe like
they could be known as the company that just always pisses off Nintendo.
Yeah, maybe not like instead of like Legend of Zelda, like the deep lore of Lara or something like that, instead of
and
Mario.
Palworld's ongoing development is completely unaffected by PPP. Their initials are PPP.
Pew pew pew.
PPP.
Pocket Pair Publishing. Yep.
Yeah.
All that made me think is that's a lot of P, and then
that is.
then I regretted everything.
The triple P threat.
We're
But yeah,
adults.
so
R.
there's
Kelly is
that.
jealous.
So if you see Pocket Pair Publishing doing stuff, don't expect it to be Palworld. Palworld is just done by Pocket Pair, I guess.
You're just looking for words that have P in it now.
PP.
I'll tell you this: if we're light on stories, maybe we can just do react to things, kind of buy time.
Yeah, we can. So here's what we shared at the same time.
Yeah,
And the thing. Sony exploring AI-powered characters for their PlayStation games. A video of an AI version of Alloy and Horizon Forbidden West has leaked.
An AI version of Alloy? Was that
Yep.
something that everybody was like, man, if there was any game character I could talk to, totally Alloy. Like, I mean,
so
I'm
what
just saying,
exactly
like,
are they trying to do?
I don't
it?
have a clue. I literally was like,
A video
random
featuring
bullshit, go.
Sony software engineer, director, not even going to attempt it, experimenting with an AI-powered version of Alloy and Horizon Forbidden West has been leaked to The Verge. Many media point out the irony of using a character who grew up in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by rogue AI control. There's no irony in that, but okay.
Yeah, I want to.
No, it's just the anti-AI bros.
Yeah.
Are just trying to do something. Well, isn't that ironic considering
the
lore of the game? It's a fucking game, guys. Get over it.
Yeah, but Zio did gloss over the most important part, and I'm going to correct him.
What? I read the whole thing.
A video featuring Sony software engineer director Sharwin Raghobard Ajal.
Yeah, I can't say that. I didn't know. That's like Japanese. I wasn't even going to attempt to read that.
That's a username.
Is that?
Raghobard Ajal.
No, I just figured that was just the English translation of whatever it's supposed to be.
Well,
Sharwin Raghobardia Chow. I don't know what it's supposed to say. That's why I glossed over it.
I know, but that is hilarious. And you were like, I ain't gonna try. I'm like, well, then I will.
Well, yeah, you can go ahead and do it because I butcher Japanese names all the damn time. Anyway, so let's take a look at this video, I guess. Oh.
Well then.
Try this again. Huh. Shit.
Oh man, it's the Powerpuff Girls all over again.
Right?
Well, I guess we won't take a look at it. The demo utilizes a combination of AI models, including OpenAI's Whisper for speech to text, GPT-7, and Lamia 3 for decision making. Okay, so they've made an AI model of Alloy and talk to it. That's what it sounds like they've done.
I don't understand why.
Well, I'm sure they're working on some kind of like friend chat feature or something. Like, what was it we looked at a few weeks ago? It was Desktop Mate, right?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be some knick-knack thingamabob like that. And then you can just, have your favorite Sony character or something. And you're like, good morning, Alloy. And, it comes back. It's like, good morning, so-and-so, or whatever. And
we all
sort
know
of an interactive thing.
Yeah, most downloaded character, Lara Croft.
But
I know. I'm just like, why Alloy? Why
in future video games? So,
but I'm just like, why Alloy of all of the characters? Like, who was sitting there like, man, you know who I wish I could have a dialogue with? It's Alloy, yeah.
Female
and it's literally this Alloy too.
No, women don't want to talk to her either. We're just like, no.
Right. No, I'm saying like, who wants to talk to the female Nick Avocado? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick Avocado. Yeah, but he slimmed down. By the way,
I know. I was impressed.
Like the guy ran like this 4D chest. I am legitimately impressed by Nikocavo Avocado and what he did. I mean,
that was a lot
seriously.
of weight to drop, and then like keep it on the DL for like 2 years straight or something like that.
Apparently, he filmed enough to just drip feed for 2 years, though.
Right?
And everyone is like, dude, you've got to stop. You're going to die. You're going to. And he's got like this whole thing all the way through there. And, and he broke his ribs and all this other stuff. And, we were all there for it. And
I
it
mean, you
all
guys were. I didn't
happened
give a
years
damn.
ago. And we didn't know it.
I'm sorry. I only heard about it like way after the fact. I was not there for this.
Yeah, I'm with you, Meg. I heard about it, but yeah, I didn't give a
Well,
crap
I
about
didn't
some dude.
watch Avocado, but I got like the thing from, I think it was drama channels at the time that I was listening to. So they would talk about it and everything. And then he dropped the video where, he's, 98 pounds soaking wet again. And it's like, by the way, I've been this way for the past 2 years. And, doing the
Dude,
whole narcissist whatever thing it was he was doing. And I was like,
dude was probably legit
well,
laughing at all the comments.
alrighty then. I mean, that was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Because we thought he was still 500, 700 pounds.
It is
Turns out he
interesting.
actually did get himself healthy and dropped his weight.
Yeah, it is an interesting experiment in the perception of humanity, outsider looking in kind of thing. But
yeah. And then I don't know what happened after that. I think he just like disappeared. I'm sure he's still doing stuff. Just hadn't heard anything.
anyway,
But anyway, yeah, they're probably testing AI to utilize it in games.
oh yeah,
So that's more than likely all that's going on here. And, the anti AI bros are going to be pissed off about it, as they always are. But it's going to happen one way or another.
yeah, and it is what it is. It's
I mean,
Yeah,
Meg might lose her job, but we'll be here to support you in your new endeavors.
No, well, here's the thing. I think it's one of those situations where they're looking at what is the highest cost of the development cycle, and likely it's something to do with hiring voice actors.
Mm.
And they're like, okay, well, we need to cut somewhere. Where can we cut, and how can we? And yeah, AI, art, and voice acting.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have been so bad if some people
Freaking localizers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the localizers, it probably wouldn't be that bad of a big issue. In fact, more people would probably have their back if they weren't running around saying, "Oh yeah, we changed that to push our own agenda." Because fuck you. And it's like, okay,
we know better
we're
than
gonna
you.
use AI to translate now. Why? Why won't you defend us? Because you said fuck us. That's why.
Yeah.
Well,
Now
you
go
lied
sit
to
and
us.
spin.
I mean, you know what? You don't even have to be my friend. I don't want you to be my friend. I have enough friends in the real world. I just want you to translate this thing that I wanted to watch, and you lied to me. That is a betrayal of trust, and you waste my time.
Yeah,
so I'm pissed at you, honestly.
For the
I don't.
localizers, I just don't sympathize with.
Nope.
For the artists, I do sympathize with somewhat. Some artists, not all, because some of them are pretty much as bad as the localizers.
Well, here's the thing, and I got talking about my an art friend of mine about this, and she said that she doesn't care about the AI and AI art stuff because the people who are upset aren't good enough to actually sell their art. The people who are good are able to sell their art just fine despite the AI.
And I mean, that may be true too, but I think it's one of those things where it's going to be like a dance, essentially. You're an artist, you learn how to utilize the AI, there to make your work better.
Yeah, and by the way, she's told me she's done
help
that before.
cut time, to make things better, to make it easier. You're still doing, bang out art, and you're getting help with AI. And I think that's going to be like a nice hybrid situation, like a symbiosis.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
the thing is that what it's going to do is it's going to cut down on time, which means that you're not going to require as many artists. So maybe instead of it being an industry, it's going to be more of a niche market. You will have, just fewer of them. It's going to be like a lot of jobs that got automated. When you automate a job, a lot of people have to learn to code or learn to grill or
Yeah.
learn to, I don't know, weld or something. You're going to have to find something else to do if you're not one of the few who are, able to carve out a place in this brave new world.
Learn to
There
create.
just won't be as many required. That's all. I mean, at my
But
job, I'm like literally the only one, so
there
I'm
you
kind
go.
of okay. But
Yeah.
but the
But
thing
yeah,
is that I'm just saying, as an
So
industry, it's going to change a lot, and a lot of artists are going to lose their jobs.
so Meg's the only one, so we can just hashtag confirm Meg OP.
all right, Meg's OP. Uh, only one there. They can't get rid of Meg. She's
So
stuck.
now we need to change her tag from mediocre to OPGG.
No, I'm as a gamer girl, I'm still mediocre at best.
OP mediocre gamer girl.
There you go.
Yeah, you should see how many times I've
Confuse
died in
everybody.
practice
You're OP
already.
in the mediocreness.
My mediocrity is off the charts. That's true.
There we go. There we go. Off the charts. So yeah, Sony's experimenting with AI, which is nothing too new. So how do you pronounce this? Is it Enzoy?
Sure.
It looks like it because the Z is capitalized, so I think it technically would have been kind of hyphenated. So N Zoe, yeah. Do you want to buy some time with a break or?
Oh, we can do it after this one.
Okay,
I
don't
I've got
know.
plenty of stories up. I'm sure we
Okay.
can make it last, but we can still do breaks in between. All right. So my guilty pleasure, of course, is The Sims. This is
Yeah.
the thing we don't tell anybody about that often.
How
except for
could
when
you,
I do,
Zio?
all of you.
Uninstall the Sims.
And of course, one of those guilty pleasures was always the SimCity series by Maxis.
That
Did
was fun.
Sims and SimCity. However, because Maxis no longer exists and it's owned by EA, both those series have gone into the gutter.
The heck?
That would be dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're watching her mother's dog along with ours
Well, that should be
for the
fun.
next few days. He's noisy sometimes. Anyway, so EA has practically run those series into the ground, and then we've got City Skylines, which I finally have taken the time to learn, and is definitely a superior version of SimCity.
Right?
Like, Skylines is what SimCity used to be, and what SimCity 5 should have been.
Yeah.
And
it really is amazing.
And SimCity 5 doesn't even hold a candle to it, unfortunately. But this is going to hopefully replace The Sims and make it into a, untouched property at this rate. So The Sims rival Enzoy has 300 people hanging out in each of its in-game cities, and they are all interactable with each other in real time, which sounds pretty cool. So, you know how The Sims has the neighborhoods?
Yeah.
Right? So in this, it's going to be like 3 cities.
Can I see the screenshot? Can you scroll down a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be 3 cities, which are going to be kind of cut up in districts, but they're taking the SimCity 3 approach. So you can pretty much walk from one end to the other without a loading screen. Where in Sim 4, everything is cut up now.
I have literally nothing to add to this.
Well, I'm trying to process it because I'm trying my best to see how this isn't stupid.
What do you mean stupid?
It's a fucking MMO. Go. It's like every other MMO minus the monsters and shit.
It's a
so
Sims
it's basically
game.
It's a game minus the interesting parts.
It's a Sims game.
Well, no,
it's not
somebody.
an
Yeah,
MMO.
that's true.
Okay, scroll up and read that again slowly.
Okay. The
Has
Sims
300
rival.
people
Yes.
hanging out
Yes.
at a tavern in each of its in-game cities,
Yes.
and they all interact with each other in real time.
Yes.
That's an MMO.
How does The Sims work again?
I don't know.
I mean,
You have a
we pay
neighborhood.
money and then EA laughs.
You have a neighborhood.
Yes.
People walk around in real time and interact with each other in real time, except for the neighborhood has like 5 houses in it.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
No, I
Because
get it.
SimCity 4 is like, here's a neighborhood. Oh, you can only see this one street of it because, you've got to go into a loading screen to go to these other streets.
To travel to
Well,
like downtown and other districts.
in
Yeah.
Sim 3, you could walk from, the downtown area over to your house and jog the whole way.
I was
and
about to
stuff.
say, I used to do that where I would jog from the downtown district all the way to my house.
Yeah.
And my dude
you
was
didn't
like,
have to, have a
yeah.
car or anything like that. But yeah, that's just it's
No,
the Sims
no.
killers. What it's going on, it's literally going out of its way to try and be the Sim killer.
And here's the thing, it can be successful if there's stuff to do, and it's not just okay, I'm going to date myself with what I'm about to say.
Well, if it's anything like SimCity, if it has just the bare minimum of SimCity 3 and then a little more, it will already kill SimCity 4.
Okay, we need to
Because
not interchange because we keep saying SimCity and The Sims.
Sorry, The Sims, SimCity. Listen, they're both the same damn company.
I get
similar
you,
games,
but
they're simulation games.
I was getting confused. Like, is it killing The Sims or SimCity? I mean, technically, it might do both. It might be a double kill.
No, City Skylines already took out SimCity.
Right? Like, it was. Oh my god. Anyway, if there's stuff to do, if you can go to a job, you go to a gym, there's stats that you can improve, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, and here's where I date myself, it's just going to be another Second Life.
Well, a Second Life was an actual MMO. That's different.
Well, yeah, but the whole premise was that you just lived a second life. There wasn't really.
And technically, The Sims is the same way. That's why so many women like The Sims so much.
Well, The Sims was the Second Life.
But, The Sims, you could do things with your life, too. If you wanted to train and up your athletics, you could. You wanted to do your logic, you could.
I will say this. In Second Life, if you knew programming, you could literally just program all your stuff in. Like, that was very much about, like, coding your own and textures and 3D models and stuff. It was really the birth of a lot of programmers. I'm almost positive, but no, you're right. This could definitely be the Sims killer.
But yeah, I'm
interested.
The thing is, it's not going to take much to kill the Sims either. From the screenshots I've seen, it looks way better than Sim 4 already, just graphically speaking. And considering Sim 4 itself, bare bones, is practically nothing, it doesn't take much to do better than it. So, if they even add in like a burglary system, that's already doing miles better than what Sim 4 does bare bones. Because they took that away from the game.
Oh, wow. Okay, hold up. Okay. Yeah, this is coming out like in a week and a half.
Wait, what? Really?
Really?
Yeah. March 27th, 2025.
Huh.
Well, I guess we'll find out real soon.
Right?
In a couple of weeks, we'll find out if this is better than The Sims or not.
Oh, this is going to get
Steam.
We're going to have some controversy with this, my boy.
Oh, are we?
Why?
Can you see something?
I just scrolled down past the About This game. AI generated content disclosure. People are going to throw a bitch fit, and we're going to have more story.
Oh gosh, I can't wait for that. The
If I can
anti-AI
have
group.
my little tortoiseshell rough nut in there, and a friend of mine, yeah, my friend is like loved the old Sims games.
Oh, spring
But
sale is upon us, guys. You know, Zoe.
brace yourself, Steam
Oh,
sales is coming.
oh, March 27th, 2025. That is in 12 days. Holy shit.
How much is it going for?
Yeah, I did see a
Uh,
price tag. Did you?
That's what.
no, I do not see a price tag. All I can do is add it to wish list over here.
CEO, you and your obsession with The Sims and
With a single player.
how's this single player? Was it the whole purpose for it to be?
No, it's not an MMO. It's not Second Life, my dude.
What you said
Similar
that?
games. The
Wait.
Sims
I'm confused. I'm now legitimately confused. The story said that there's 300 plus people interacting simultaneously in real time.
Again,
They're
do you
all
not? Oh my gosh. Okay. Sims 3. Um,
I thought it was other
neighborhoods.
players you were interacting with. Am I?
No.
Oh,
This is literally The Sims 3.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, he thought they were playable characters, not
Yeah, I thought they
NPCs.
were all other
I mean,
players.
yeah, you could probably play them.
Well, no, I legit thought that it was other players. That's why I was like, this is just an MMO. Okay.
Channel for another.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
You
would.
know how you've got like that area there, and you've
Yeah,
got like
yeah, I know
the
the neighborhoods.
neighborhoods. You go down, you click a sim, you play with the sim. You have your own family that you make or whatnot, or your sim that you make. You interact with it and do stuff, but you can then, go and play as other sims and their families and stuff.
I always just played as me. I
Yeah,
mean, I never played The Sims 3. What are you talking about? Crazy.
but
Yeah, I did love The Sims
yeah,
2
it's
because of
not
all
like
the stuff you
people.
could do.
People. It's just sims, other sims.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
Oh my goodness.
Well, look, it said in real time, interact with each other in real time.
Yeah, just like the Sims. Well, for the most part, depends on which
Well,
Sims game you're playing, I guess.
okay, I see
Because
where
when
my
they have to
confusion
load
was.
up like the downtown area or the street or something, you're technically not really been doing things in real time. But
Okay, I see where my confusion. Where it says has 300 people. When I read 300 people, I was thinking
Actual
me,
people.
actual people, not NPCs. That's where my confusion came in. What website is this?
I have no idea.
Games Radar.
Games Radar.
Game Radar, specifically Kazan or Karen, whatever. Learn how to do
write good.
things.
I
Right
mean, it
good.
made sense to me.
It did not make sense to me.
It's a simulation
I did assume
game.
along with Chad, because when it says people, you think like human people, not
Not NPCs.
non-living characters.
I do not
right.
consider Alexa people.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if the people really have a name because in the Sims they're called they're Sims, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they can technically use that word because the Sims exists.
Well, why not
They're called
Zoys?
Zoe, right?
So I don't
ZOI,
know.
Zoys.
I
they're
don't
called
know
Zoes.
what
It
are they
said that in the
Zoys?
article.
Is that what it is? They're Zoys? I don't know. I think I will probably still call them known as Zoys. Oh yeah, it says it right here. Okay. Within the game's 300 cities, characters known as Zoys. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably still call them Sims for like ever.
Well, it's just
Unfortunately.
like when we try to say PAL and we say Pokemon. It's just it's in our brain.
It is.
It looks great though. Like I'm
what?
totally gonna check it out.
Let's do a palate cleanser, I guess. Right? Is that what
Let's
you
do
want to
it.
do now?
I'm sorry, I was just reading the next story. Stop.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Hang
like,
on.
yeah, okay, so that's gonna be a month. So cool.
All right, let's take a look at this.
Aww.
It's like my doggy. Arr.
Dear, how much I love you. To be the only one for me is you, and you for me. So
Cat and puppies.
This is adorable.
Never know, dear, how much
That's
I
so
love
cool.
you.
All right, yeah.
You say Merry Christmas.
I love you for day waiting for you.
Aw.
Darling, don't be afraid.
Let us in.
That is it.
You cannot lay on the baby. Kitty, I'm so sorry.
Cause when you love someone, you open up your heart.
Yeah.
All right, so we got
That was cuteness.
got cuteness.
I'd feel kind of nauseous. That was an overloading of sweet.
That was quite a
Yeah.
bit of
I'm gonna need my insulin after that. That was
I'd have to go like
so
I don't
much
know,
sweet.
go kick a puppy or something,
Go kick a puppy.
just to
That's
balance out the world. It
Okay,
feels
now
wrong.
let's balance out the world.
now for
Or
some
we can
comedy.
read this story.
Okay, hang
Well,
on.
let's see if I can balance out the world, shall we?
Okay.
I don't
Go ahead and
remember if
unmute
this
it.
will actually balance out the world, but we'll try.
Sound on.
Unmute it, Zia.
Sorry, I forgot this works differently.
Okay. Oh, hey, Snowball. Nerd alert.
I half expected the dog to go flying through.
Somebody
Anyways,
wants him dead.
we'll talk later.
I didn't do it.
Woo!
It's gonna be a Trojan commercial.
I could see that.
Well, hello.
Oh, that is.
Ladder. Life insurance so good, they're gonna want you dead.
Wow.
Okay, guys.
Wow.
Better now.
I love it. I just love how it's like, oh, you kidders.
That is
Like-
so dark and depressing. Oh my gosh. I'm actually kind of sad.
Jeez, went all the way the other way on that pendulum, didn't we?
Went all the way to the other side.
Yeah, I'm pretty doom pills now. Yeah,
Oh.
sure.
Well,
I guess the puppy doesn't need to be launched into space. Dang.
at least now Meg doesn't have to kick a puppy. No.
This is true.
Like, I legit, when that TNT was thrown, and he comes to the kitchen, I expected the dog to get blown up and just a dog fly past his head.
No, that would have been funny.
All right. So May 5th, Nintendo will be opening doors to the Nintendo San Francisco.
And
its
then
second
May
official store in the
16th,
US.
it'll be closed.
It will, right? To
Ugh.
be, I'm thinking that it might last an entire week.
It's Nintendo. They got money. It's gonna last.
Oh
It'll
no,
last.
it's not because of anything other than the high level of vandalism that's going to take place at the store.
Yep.
It's in San Francisco.
Is it an actual store or?
It's a physical store, right? Yes, it's going to open actual
Yeah.
physical doors. This place is going to be
robbed repeatedly.
ransacked.
Reservations will be required for entry.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
Okay, there we go. You have to reserve your right to enter the Nintendo store. They've got it. They figured it out.
yeah, that'll work just great until the
It's
homeless
like,
people decide to take
Chad,
over
party
the
of 28. Don't mind the masks.
right. By the way, if you look online where this was posted on X, oh my god, everybody was like, "Are you sure about that?"
Yeah. Well,
Of
I
all
mean,
the
they're
places, why
taking the
San
safe
Francisco?
approach. Listen, they are taking the safe approach by doing reservations, apparently.
Yeah, because
No,
It's
they're not.
weird, though, to have to reserve a place to go into a store where you buy video games and stuff.
yeah, and I bet you
I
that those
expect that
glass
from, like, a
windows stop the
restaurant.
bricks too.
Yeah, and they're like,
But yeah.
that's going to be the reservation tickets for those who want to come in and didn't want to do it online. They're just going to bring a brick. So
Right.
Well,
yeah,
I'm going to assume they plan to have their own security too, because I'm pretty sure Nintendo doesn't mess around.
I
yeah,
mean,
Nintendo doesn't mess around, but California laws do.
Dude,
So yeah,
so-
you
But it's
try to
also
stop.
Nintendo, and California likes their money.
not enough
No,
apparently.
not enough. No. Have
Uh,
you seen what they've done to the high-end stores there? I mean,
Yeah, I've seen what they've done to the other stores. Yeah, like I've seen what they've done to the other stuff and how much of a shit show it is and things. But it is Nintendo. That's the thing. Like Nintendo, I feel is one of those companies that could come in with its own armed security detail with full auto everything. You know, like jackets, flak jackets, helmets, all the gear, everything. Just roll up,
It's all
do the
Nintendo
thing,
themed.
and nobody's going to question it. It doesn't matter where it opens.
see,
If
I
Nintendo
think
wanted
that
to do that, I feel like that's the kind of company it would be.
Okay, that's
I think-
cool. That's your prediction. My prediction is
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
they're
people are
gonna
going to
do
get
that.
a lot of free Nintendo shit.
see, my prediction is that actually Nintendo currently thinks like you do, Zia. They think that they're going to roll up like that because they
Well, I don't
are
think they're
in.
going
They're
to.
because they're the big dog in Japan. They're not the big dog here, where social justice rules the day. And
Yeah.
unless Gavin Newsom is really, really going to try and pretend like he's turned over a new leaf and actually is a commonsensical guy. Well, he is trying. He's really trying to reinvent himself with that "This Is Gavin Newsom" podcast. It's cringe because
Yeah.
nobody could. Anyway, but unless he actually does put that into policies, they don't prosecute, and you can't actually stop someone who's trying to rob you.
You
At
can,
a
but
They
you'll
have
go
a
to
New
jail
York
for it.
store.
Hmm?
They have a New York store. And it has not suffered like other stores have in New York.
I don't know what the laws are in New York. New York is pretty crazy too.
New
New
York
York
is
is-
New York is like California but a city.
Well,
For the most
yeah,
part.
New York is like LA. San Francisco is where, like, I mean, I don't think there's a literal poop map of New York.
No.
San Francisco is a different level of
There is one in
debauchery.
San Francisco.
I was about to say New York is
But
San Fran
I think
light.
if Nintendo wanted to have their own armed security or something, I believe Nintendo could roll up and do it, and Gavin Newsom wouldn't care.
Until yeah, I gotta disagree. I gotta 100%.
I don't think they would tackle with Nintendo. Nintendo maybe is a big dog in Japan, and I feel like they're one of those companies that if they felt the need that they needed it, they would roll up and do it. Nobody's going to bat an eye over
My
it.
prediction is they're going to get robbed several times and then move to Texas.
But I mean, or New York has also had its own crime wave.
Well, it would be yeah. I mean, it would be
that's-
different if they decided to go to because there are different parts of California. Because the thing is that there's the state level and then there's the city level. San Francisco is a garbage city in the garbage state of California. You want to go to like someplace in Orange County or something like that where they actually will enforce laws. They'll be like, yeah, we don't care what the governor says. Let them come down here and fight us over it. We don't care. So there are other cities, but I think in Japan, they have the same idealized vision of what San Francisco is, of what New York actually is. And the thing is that there are nice parts of New York. There's poop everywhere in San Francisco. It's like, and I mean, you can't move people from being posted up outside of your business and stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah. Just
Now,
time will
I don't
tell.
know if they'll actually be able to sell anything at San Francisco, but I don't think they're going to have to deal with the rampant theft that other companies do.
Yeah, well, time will tell.
Yeah, I mean that is true. It depends on how they handle it. So
yeah, I mean, there have been stories of people who've come down to California to report on the actual crime. And I think it was Benny Johnson. And while he was reporting on the crime, someone
They got
broke into
robbed.
his car and stole his stuff.
I remember that.
I was like,
It was
wait, what?
wow.
Yeah.
So like you can't, like they tell you in San Francisco, do not leave your stuff in your car. If you come down here, you take your stuff with you. So like one lady was like, oh, I was driving to someplace. She was driving to another state or something like that. She had all her belongings in her car. She stopped to get food, came back, all her crap is gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she was just driving through San Francisco.
California.
It's not that way in all parts of California. San Francisco is particularly it's a garbage city in a very garbage state. I'm just saying, because there are places where
California and big rig laws and regulations. Screw Cali. Like, hats off to the people who want to go over there, I guess. And other than that, I don't know how companies even function.
Well, it's funny because when I was working for a warehouse, I was doing like their truck intake and stuff. And essentially, I was talking with one of those drivers, and he did local, but he said that he used to do national, where he would go cross country. And he said that if he ever had to go to Cali, they would actually pay him a differential just for going to Cali.
Really?
Yeah, I actually believe that.
Yep.
Now, for a company driver, they don't do that. They just say, suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah, he was contract.
For contract OTRs and stuff, I guarantee they probably pay them a lot of good money to go into California and New York and stuff.
Yep.
Because I cannot see anybody willingly going to those places for, the standard fare.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Nintendo's opening up a store in San Francisco, which sucks.
Briefly.
You should come over here to Knoxville, Tennessee. Open up a store over there.
Honestly,
so
not glamorous, darling.
Honestly, but no, Zio's right. Like a lot of the South and stuff is really blowing up when it comes to culture.
Oh yeah, I mean it's because our laws for the most part are better, except for those of us with Uber laws. So,
yeah.
Like what is it? West Virginia, I think, has them. I gotta look to see if Tennessee has them because I think they might have done them too recently.
What do you mean Uber laws? You mean like
anti-contract laws, essentially?
Oh, gotcha.
They're the laws that were put in place by California for Uber and
Lyft drivers and things like that.
Whatever the other thing is, Lyft.
Basically,
trying to say you can't contract. You actually have to give these people employee benefits and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in doing so, you can't do any contract work in the state legitimately now.
Nope.
So you can't be a freelance writer or anything because you have to be contracted with whatever company, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically just trying to murder the gig economy and it's always in service of some sort of small problem. Like the small problem in this case was that the taxis and the taxi drivers were upset over Uber, and then they were like,
for a better service.
Yeah. And the thing is that I'm just like, well, you're gonna have to like figure out a way to be competitive, but instead they petitioned the government. And the government decided, oh, well, we'll just make sure that, all of these people have to be, they can be taking, they can't be contractors anymore. And then they have to adhere also to all of our extra rules. And then
which is why the prices for everything went up. So if you want to blame anybody for why DoorDash and stuff is now insanely expensive, It's fucking California. Thanks, guys, because
Oh
of your
no,
laws and regulations.
we with sanity are held hostage here.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
trust me.
we vote against this stuff, but the lemmings and the mysterious ballot dumps, they just
They just
they have
always
us
happen.
outnumbered.
They always get you outnumbered.
All those 150-year-olds voting.
But yeah, which is also a pain for anybody doing like art and stuff too, which they haven't realized yet. And a lot of them are starting to realize. So I've been noticing where somebody gets really pissed off because, you know, they're now in trouble with like the IRS from another state or something because they were contracted for artwork. And it turns out they had Uber laws and nobody knew about it. So
Ohio,
it's going to be interesting to watch all the artists out there who are like, I'm open for commissions, when half the states are like, nobody can hire you anymore because of Uber laws. I would have to hire you on full time.
I thought
that's not happening.
Actually,
for one thumbnail or something.
I thought that we passed that though out here, and then the legislature passed it, and then the populace made such a stink that they kind of like took the teeth out of it, basically.
Walked it back, yeah.
I think they walked it back pretty severely out here in Cali.
Because it got states would just get rid of it, because other states like Virginia and stuff, I think, completely adopted that framework.
Yeah,
Ohio embraced the gig economy. The gig economy here is huge.
And Tennessee has been kind of like a
half and half,
a tit for tat kind of situation, because we'll get some of the good stuff and then we'll get really bad stuff because our Democrats up there are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, you know, half our Republicans are spineless, feckless cunts. So
what you're saying is Zio 2028.
That's right, Zio 2028. I ain't got that kind of money, but let's make that happen, guys. So, Pokemon Go players brace for the worst as Niantic is sold off for $3.5 billion. This game is entering its death knell.
So did the player drop actually drop precipitously after that whole
after
update?
they did. They've been losing players for quite some time. Then they made that change, and I think they lost a lot of other players after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Niantic is being sold, and there's a high likelihood that Pokemon Go is going to get a hell of a lot worse.
Well, I think they're going to shutter it and just take the data and run.
I don't think they're going to shutter it because the Pokemon Company wanted this game.
Yeah, but it's... Oh, well, who they sell to, though? That's good.
Well, it's being sold to a Saudi-backed publisher, Sculpey.
Oh yeah, they're just gonna scrape that for as much data as they can.
Yeah, the Saudis are definitely going to do something nefarious with that.
Yeah, you think? All of a sudden, you're going to get a guy from tech support pop up. Hi, thank you for using Pokemon Go.
And it's like, oh yeah, you've already used your only 50 Pokeballs will allow you to have. You're going to have to wait 72 hours to get more, or I mean, right now it's not really that bad of an issue. You could buy Pokeballs if you want, but you get enough from stops and everything else. You really shouldn't have to buy them unless you just don't go out.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be more gacha?
But I think it's going to be way more penny pinching everywhere if they decide to update it.
I guarantee it's going to be gacha.
The modern stuff.
Gotcha gonna get you. That sucks.
But that sucks. Pokemon Go was fun. I still enjoy it to this day from time to time.
I think I play it for... I was like, let's see what all the young ones are playing. And I was like, oh, I hate this. So I think I played it for like maybe 12 minutes.
I had fond memories of it actually helping me get out and get exercise.
Yeah, see, I was like, ugh, and it's making me go outside. See, this is a double ick. I hate this. So, but see, also where I am, I can't be walking around looking at my phone. I could get murdered. So
true.
So yeah, that's not like the best for me there. It's pretty I was like, this seems like a terrible idea for anyone living in a city or a girl. Just any girl. Just shouldn't be walking around like that unless you got your dude with you.
Did you see the video of, I guess it was like a super rare Pokemon, shiny Pokemon, appeared in the middle of a highway?
What?
And here's the thing. There are people that were playing Pokemon Go while in the car, and all of a sudden you just saw this flood of people trying to get to the center median.
Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't just cars. There was people that were running on a 65-mile-an-hour speed limit highway that other people were treating as a suggestion. And you just saw all these cars like rush to the center of the highway. And it was like there were wrecks. It was insane. And
that's crazy.
And you saw one dude damn near get hit by a car on the outer lane was still going. There were still people going. So they went around and people were going to the outer lane going 65 because speed limit.
Yeah.
And you just see this dude run across the highway, almost get clipped by a freaking pickup truck.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. I do not blame Niantic or any of them for the retardation of humans.
Don't put something in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
You know, that I would say that. I would say do not put something in the middle of the road. I mean,
yeah,
that's what we call, what is it? Oh shoot, it's like an it's making the danger too attractive.
Well, see, the thing is, at that time, the tech that they were using was pretty early in it was in its infancy. Now they got safeguards for that kind of stuff. But I think Zio scrolled up so we could read this. So I'm going to go ahead and, I guess, read it.
Okay.
Or did he read it already? I don't.
Can you share screen?
I can try.
Okay. Well, I found a story, so you can pull this one up. Oh, he's back. Yeah, I found a story. It was just going to be basically we're just going to roast Veilguard again because.
Okay. Veilguard's always worth roasting.
Dragon Age: The Veilguard bombs on PlayStation Plus. BioWare can't even give this game away.
Did it really?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, it is crazy. I was reading this article. I was like, you are kidding me.
Somewhere I heard that they released some numbers.
Yes.
They had like 5 million players or some bullshit like that. Well, and I was like, really? Players?
No.
Not bots.
Not out there, bought copies. You're going to tell me player numbers for your single player game. That does not sound like it did well anywhere. Oh.
No, it looks like, let's see, it says EA reportedly had expectations that it would sell 10 million copies over its lifetime, yet after 2 months, it had only engaged 1.5 million players. Which is also not saying how many people actually bought this game because, let's see, the Veilguard was abandoned almost immediately after launch. The game's price dropped to $24.99 within 4 months. And then on top of that, it was also, because it was also on EA Play, you could play it for like $16. It did not make all of these dollars,
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. That 1.5,
50%.
Yeah, that's according to their numbers.
50% off, and you can have Veilguard.
But dude, if you have PlayStation Plus, you can play it for free. And even then, despite being handed out at no cost so in this article, it says, despite being handed out at no cost to millions of subscribers, the Veilguard couldn't even crack the top 10 most played PlayStation games in March. According to True Trophies, which tracks over 3.4 million active PlayStation Network accounts, the game barely reached 15th place in player engagement.
Oh, gosh.
It got beat by the Cowabunga Collection, which is a retro collection of decades-old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games.
Hey,
good stuff.
Yeah, about to say TMNT games,
dude.
They came out
5 months old.
Dude, there's a TMNT Rogue game that it looks like it's a blast, but
this is a 5-month-old AAA game released for free. It's being beaten by something that's retro that you probably could have bought at GameStop.
Yeah.
for like $7 2 weeks ago.
You couldn't pay me to play Failguard. And apparently you can't pay anybody else to either.
Well, they can't give it away, so
Yeah.
Purely narrative-driven RPG.
Now, we're talking about Baldur's Gate 3 here, and I was told by a special retard on the internet that I'm not allowed to compare an RPG to an RPG. That's just unfair.
You need to, by the way, you need to find that post, screenshot that, and send it to him.
I don't care that much about it, but
I'm a vindictive
but
bastard,
it was like
though.
It was just one of those things that I looked at. It was like, are you fucking kidding me? You can't compare Felguard to Baldur's Gate 3. Those are entirely different games. It's like, they're fucking RPGs, man. It's like comparing. If I could compare Felguard to Chrono Trigger, and Chrono Trigger's a better fucking game, and it came out in the goddamn 90s.
Well, yeah, I mean, as long as you're using similar metrics, you can say, you can't compare Veilguard to Legend of Zelda. You can if you're using the proper metrics and saying, well, I'm saying the art style in one is better than the other. Just as long as you're using the correct benchmark, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I think that this is an RPG, and it was trying very hard to be very much like Baldur's Gate. I mean, honestly, it could have been, like more appealing to normies.
Trying to reinvent Dragon Age is what it was doing, and then it took its time to obliterate the entire Dragon Age universe so it can rewrite it in the flames.
See,
that's what it did. It decided to take a crap on the whole entire thing and was just like, meh.
Wasn't Baldur's Gate turn-based?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I'm like, if Dragon Age had actually been good, because it was more normie centered rather than like being super edgy or anything like that. If they had actually done a good job of this, it could have had a wide appeal, I think.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They decided that they wanted to be cringe, and they wanted to.
Well, it didn't really have any real depth to it.
Huh?
Yeah, it was all surface level shit.
Like it didn't have any real depth to it, from skills to, weapons and armor and stuff. It was all, hold my hand, baby's first RPG kind of thing in a series that is known for a dark and gritty atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like, they sit there and like when this stuff was first well the art style, none of the art styles were the same. They've all changed. It's like, yeah, they did.
But this looks like
you didn't just change the art style with it. You changed the entire fucking tone of the series. There's a difference, because the art style might have changed between different Dragon Ages as they were made by whatever studio, putting their artistic flair in there, but the tone stayed the same.
Well, let's put it this way. You know what Dragon Age Veilguard reminds me of? It reminds me of what they're trying to do with D&D, where they're trying to make everything a fucking slice of life, boring ass, let's go bake some pies for the orcs across the town.
Trying to sleep with Tiamat.
Yeah, it's
damn
cozy.
good reason.
It's cozy fantasy, which is again geared towards women.
Yeah.
I hate to say the girls ruin everything, but we kind of do.
Listen, I'm all for cozy games. Don't get me wrong. I love things like Core Keeper and Sun.
No, but what girls do is they're like, we like cozy things. Ooh, what are you doing over there? Hey, let's make this cozier. Like that's what happens.
And then the core audience, which is predominantly men, go, okay, and we're out.
And we're done.
You guys need to, honestly, you all need to fight back a little bit more. Like, I'm not saying be dicks about it, but just be like, no, we're not going to do that, though.
Oh, no, see, here's the thing.
That's the thing. We're not buying it now.
We're not buying it. That's how we're fighting. We're playing the long game.
There's nothing more that can be done. We've talked about it. We always talk about it. We tell them no. We tell them this isn't going to work. You need to stop this. You got to change this. You got to fix this. And then we don't buy it. Why didn't they buy our game? It failed, and it's all your fault for not buying it. And it's like, no, but I mean, shit.
This didn't happen overnight. I'm saying this was a slow a slow burn of capitulation to the point to where it's like, wait, okay, it's too far. It's the bridge
yeah.
has moved too far.
Well, yeah, we as gamers have put that line in the sand.
We as gamers were too inviting. Because we had been where we were in society for so long, people showing up. It's like, oh yeah, come on, I'll teach you how to play. Let's roll some dice.
Yeah, and there was
let the wrong people in.
Yeah, there was this.
They were out saying things like, "You can't gatekeep this." It's talking about how horrible it is to gatekeep things. This, that, and the other. It's like this TikTok I saw where the woman was like doing this to the thing, and it's like, stop gatekeeping or don't gatekeep Dungeons and Dragons or some bullshit like that. I'm like, yes, gatekeep. Fucking gatekeep.
Gatekeep harder, daddy.
Shit out of that. You know why you need to gatekeep? For the same reason you're going to block me here in a second, because you're going to gatekeep me out of your damn community because I'm, telling you need to gatekeep.
Well, yeah, you're changing the nature of what it is, and that's the thing,
But yeah, we need to gatekeep. When we get control back, and we are getting control back, games need to be gatekept again.
Games need to be gay? What?
Games need to be gay again. So get these losers out of games so we can let them be gay.
We can be fabulous
them again.
I don't know. Can you get more fabulous than this?
More fabulous. No, but seriously, we do. We need to start gatekeeping again and keep the riffraff out. It's fine. They want to play it, they can play it. You can't stop somebody from playing a game.
No.
It's just not going to happen. But we can gatekeep them out of the community.
Yeah, you are a tourist, and I hope you enjoy your time, but also you are not allowed to vote in this particular. You're not part of the community. You're not part of the citizenry of this place.
You're on a visa. You ain't voting.
And we can revoke it in a moment.
You have a green card that we can revoke at any time.
And that's the news for the day. If you know, you know.
So let's start getting into some Monster Hunter Wilds news, because
I knew Zia would like this. I was like, I got this show.
Apparently, by the way, the whole Monster Hunter is woke thing is still murmuring a little bit in the mentally retarded section of GG.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking idiots. This I thought was kind of cool, and Chad linked it, so let's watch it.
I really wanted
totally recreated that whole scene.
Right. Hey, no. 0 out of 10. He did not use a knife.
Did not use a knife?
He used a fork.
Oh, well, yeah, because most people don't have giant-ass knives like I do laying around.
Well, that's the mistake.
I'm sorry. I've got giant-ass knives just laying around that I can use.
I got a huge freaking axe.
But most normal people don't. And depending on which part of the world he lives in, it might actually be illegal to have a steak knife.
This is true.
If he's from, like, say, Europe or someplace, I'm pretty sure they have to have, like, special permission to buy butter knives or something.
And that's why we're better.
That is so why we're better.
Although that does look pretty good.
I know. He did amazing. That recreation is, in all seriousness, absolutely.
He got himself a good buff out
I love
of that.
he just put like a little sweater on the dog.
I know.
I just know.
Calico. Oh, that's great.
Ill-fitting sweater. He just looks confused. He's like, I don't know.
Monster Hunter Wilds will have several free title updates, and looks like we're getting a new monster soon, too. So
yeah. A Leviathan.
Hey, pronounce that, Zio. Pronounce it. Do it.
Do it.
All right, that's cool. My day is complete. It's fine.
Sit soon. Listen, I don't like the bubble dragon, okay? The bubble dragon spits out this thin beam of water, of high pressure water, that just wrecks your face when it hits you. And he's a dragon with a stretchy neck. He's like, and then Chad goes flying.
I go flying. I'm sorry, I'm not the one that face planted into this slow floating bubble.
Listen, I couldn't help it. Apparently, I was slippery because that's what he does. He makes everybody slick.
Oh, he coats you in mucus. Ew.
No, but actually, I probably have a lot more fun with him with this because now I've experienced the charge blade, by the way, and I'm having a lot of fun with that too. I can't figure out what my favorite weapon is anymore.
Hammer.
Like, I used to use the bow guns, right? And
Mhm.
I'm not actually a fan of the bow guns in Wilds.
Really?
Yeah, it just so I like how they've done the ammo to an extent. Like shrapnel, pierce, and normal are just infinite. You don't have to make all the other stuff anymore.
Hmm.
And I like how the bow guns can have levels on them. So if you want level 2 normal ammo, you build a bow gun that has level 2 normal ammo. However, the specialty ammo,
Yeah.
it feels like it's really, really hard to even attempt to try and build anything around it anymore, let alone use it. Because what I loved to do was use a slicing ammo build for the most part. And then they nerfed it in Worlds because it was too good. And then it was so in Wilds that I wound up going into sort of more of a Pierce build. And I can still do the Pierce build because Pierce is considered one of those 3, infinite ammo types, for the most part. But things like slicing ammo and stuff, I think I've only seen 2 bow guns that even can slot slicing ammo in it, and they were heavy bow guns. And your rapid fire function is, always limited to the light bow gun. But I would like rapid ammo slicing, and that's just not a thing that I've seen so far. So maybe I just
Well,
haven't unlocked the right bow gun or something, and I haven't looked into it, but bow gun just isn't as fun as it was in the previous 2 games. I like the advancements they did to it, but what they took away from it, I feel like was a lot worse, if that makes sense.
yeah, no, I get it. And especially with the, where essentially a lot of the stuff we do, and that is, it's collecting the extra pieces. So slicing is kind of important. Whereas I can do it with my hammer, but essentially I'm just beating the piss out of it till it falls off.
You need to find yourself a secondary weapon to go with it.
I'm
Maybe
happy
you should
with
pick up the hunting horn.
There was a mod.
It's a hammer.
No, hang on. There was a mod for the hunting horn where it replaces the hunting horn with the saxaboom.
Oh, that sounds great, actually. You should pick that up.
Dude,
No, but
look,
I'm enjoying the melee weapons this time around now.
yeah.
Because it was fun to play the bow guns in the previous games. I'm not having as much fun with bow gun in this one. Like, it just isn't fun anymore like it used to be. But the melee weapons are so much better. And with the combat being as fluid as it is, and I'm actually able to wield and utilize a greatsword now with a much easier than I could in the previous titles, where it was way more clunky to do.
One of my favorite things is, and while to do is because I use the hammer, so just like the great sword, you're not exactly the fastest moving character on the field. I will whistle for my chocobo, and right as I'm about to be struck, he picks me up and we go flying out of the way, and I could just tell the monster's like, motherfucker.
But yeah, I'm enjoying the charge blade now, which is what I've recently learned. So I'm having fun with that.
Yeah, and my custom hammer looks like a jet engine attached to a stick, so I'm happy.
But game journalists are upset over Monster Hunter Wild. I wish Monster Hunter Wilds wasn't so afraid of letting me play Monster Hunter. Now, does anybody can anybody tell what the problem is with this journalist?
He's a
How
journalist.
he can fix his issue?
By going outside of town.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you can just go out and hunt monsters. Like, that's the thing. I've done it.
Now, I have heard some people talk about this one, and I'm going to have to disagree with them, okay? Because they all kind of say the same thing for the most part. The few people I've heard talk about this particular subject, because it's all about this article here.
Okay.
But if the first dozen hours, blocks are blah, 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 yada, yada, like real life friendship. I'm trying to find a spot where he talks about it. And low rank wild breaks from Monster Hunter tradition. Where is it?
I don't know.
It doesn't break from tradition.
It's strange to say about web mechanics. Between the points.
I don't like
trying
the
to
way
find
that
where he's talking about it being on rails.
Yeah, I don't like the way
I
that
think that was
phrased
a
the
post,
title
not-
of it. Where
Maybe
he's
it was
saying,
the post railroad.
Yeah.
Here it is. Okay, Monster Hunter might have need some direction on Steam. Less than half Monster Hunter World players have
Bullshit.
entered the Sapphire Star achievement for completing World's low rank story after more than 6 years. Wait, what? Okay. Steam. Oh, we're talking about Worlds. Okay. But it's wrong. Wild's narrowed attention and low rank felt almost skittish, like it was convinced it'd run for the hills if it let me linger too long with the blacksmith tree. It was less like hunting and more like being fired from a plot cannon. As a result, setting aside my next story quest from some side stunts didn't feel like I was taking time to learn and explore. It felt like stalling out.
What?
As roll through the story, I only did the bare minimum of weapon upgrades and armor crafting. By the way, I did that too.
I'm confused. Why does he say that it feels like he was stalling out? Chad, do you have any idea what he's? I have not played this game.
Okay, so what he's saying is, honestly, I don't know because it doesn't make sense. Like, there's.
Well, he's saying it kind of like doing side quests and somehow inhibits your playing. Like somehow you can't. There's stuff to learn and explore, but if you do it, it stalls you somehow. But I don't understand how exactly.
Okay, let me explain something. I'm not a fan of Monster Hunter.
I know, you've told me.
Yeah. I played Monster Hunter Rise when Small and Zeo played, but I was not really excited to play it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter Wilds, I play on my own. I'm a fan of Monster Hunter Wilds because the side quests and all that stuff that this idiot's bitching about.
Question: can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. We hear you.
Okay, my camera isn't functioning.
Okay, well,
it seems to have stopped.
It's the chat show. Try to reinitialize it. That sometimes fixes.
I already tried.
Oh, well, shit.
That's what I just got up and did.
Is it like cadaverific dead, or is it just?
I don't know. I unplugged it, plugged it back in. It acted like it was coming on, then it shut itself off again.
Oh, weird.
It might actually be dead.
Hmm.
As long as the stream can hear me. Somebody check to see if I'm still there in the stream before I, keep talking and nobody hears me.
Let me see.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
He's talking like in the live stream.
There's no way to tell that.
There is. I have his stream up. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm still there.
Yep. Okay. Right. So what I was saying was, there's side quests where your Palico will be like, "Hey, I got this idea for a new trap. Let's go do a hunt and let's see if it works." And then once you complete the mission, he unlocks a new skill. That is fucking awesome. And the game doesn't expressly tell you that because you have to explore.
Yeah. So I'm confused by this. Like, I understand if they said that with like Ocarina of Time or something, where every time you try to do a side quest, like Navi's like, "Hey, listen,
Hey, listen. Yeah.
hey, listen, remember that clue that we got for the main quest? Let's look into that." Like, no, I am currently gathering all of the milk from the cows to deliver to Talon.
Hey, Meg, is there a little guy with a hat, green glow, that you're very familiar with that gives you the Navi vibe?
I don't want to talk about it. It's over. It's in the past. Okay, we're moving on.
There's
But
a part 2.
yeah, I don't understand. Like, if you want to do a side quest and you can do a side quest, if you're not locked by the level, I don't understand what this person's talking about. And the way he phrased it, like, I wish Monster Hunter wasn't afraid of letting me play Monster Hunter. Like, dude, what the no? What?
Yeah, see, here's the thing. It's not afraid to let you do Monster Hunter. So the story is like it is in every single Monster Hunter to this point. There's a main quest, you interact with the main quest, you continue the story. Now, in Worlds, this usually means you and all the other NPCs are around a really large table while the old man is telling you there's this threat. You need to take care of this threat. What are we going to do? You go do this. You go do this. I'm going to leave your team to handle the monster. Right?
Yeah.
And what I had heard people talking about, because they were talking about the railroading, right, of how the game puts you on the main quest and then you guys say walk into the forest and it won't let you deviate from the path hardly. You have to keep going forward where everybody's walking, and if you go too far, they're like, hey, over here's where we're going, and they kind of bring you back. They force you back, right? Because it's essentially a cutscene without being a cutscene kind of thing.
Yeah, it's
right?
a cinematic introduction to the new area.
And it happens with a lot of the main quest stuff.
But like that's once you activate the main quest, right?
Particular thing. You, Gemma, your handler, and usually Nada are the ones going out on your chocobos into this thing. They're all talking about various things while they're doing it, and you're getting that introduction to the area and stuff like that. And it happens with all the a lot of the main quests for the most part. You do this walking through and stuff. Now in Worlds, like I said, it was around a table. In Rise, it was also usually you standing there with NPCs talking about it. And not doing anything. In Wilds, though, are you ready to go? Yes, I am. You click OK, and then everything goes dark. It loads up real quick, because, transition, stuff like that. You guys are leaving base camp. You're talking about the monster. You're talking about things in the past. You're talking about this, that, and the other. You're getting a little bit of lore here and there of Gemma, whoever else, while heading to this thing, which is essentially the same conversation you would have in all the other previous Monster Hunter worlds or Monster Hunter games, except for it's mobile and it's in the area.
Yeah.
So instead of sitting around the NPC's table for, the next 5 to 10 minutes while they chat about what to do, you're doing it while on the move, and then boom, you find the thing you're looking for. Oh, I think I see it. Let's sneak up on it real quick and observe it for a second. Hey, you hush. Don't say anything. Don't get its attention. Shit. It noticed us. Emmerich.
The one was.
And, things like that. So it's, in my opinion, for world building and how it is, it's advanced way better than standing around a table going, hey, we've got this monster. What are we doing about it?
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to make this more interactive, so that you kind of feel like you have some sort of agency in this thing.
You're actually in the world more, instead of, what are we going to do about this? Okay, you do this. There's a new quest on the board. Go click the assignment, because what you would do is you go to the handler, you select assignment, you pick the next assignment, and then it takes you out into the world to where the monster is. Then you go track it down and you hunt it. Except for in this one, you skip that process and you're just out there, and then you get to the monster and you hunt it.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like this guy doesn't know how to play an RPG, you know, like when you're ready to you do your side quest, and then when you're ready to do your main quest, you know, and they say, "Are you ready to go?" Well, you know, now you're locking into that particular quest.
It's
If you're
also
gonna,
color coded in the dialogue, like it's golden.
yeah. Well, I mean, and that's pretty standard though. That's not
Yeah, I'm saying like
like
him
out
being
beyond the pale.
confused is him being stupid.
Yeah,
Now,
I was
if
just,
he was confused on some of the game mechanics, like how the blacksmith works and stuff, and if this was his like first foray into Monster Hunter, I could understand that.
but bro decided to cry tears of ink all over the paper here to spew out his
Yeah,
frustration and confusion. So
he really spelled out his stupidity. That's for sure.
yeah, right.
Uh,
That's
funny times.
I was looking for something. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
You guys keep whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems like a
Essentially,
person doesn't know
like
what he's
in
talking
Worlds, this is essentially what it is right here.
about.
It's like this is just all this particular guy's talking points or whatnot, but essentially it would be you, the other hunters and stuff. You'd be gathered around this table, and that's where that dialogue would take place. In
Mhm.
Worlds, you're doing it on Chocobo back
As you're going.
towards it.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing, just done differently, and I prefer the Wilds version. It's
Me too.
not as boring as standing around a table. Yeah.
Also, as you're doing this going from point A to B during the cutscene, essentially, I'm just like, oh, there's stuff there. Let me use my grappling hook to pull all this resources while they're talking about something I don't care about.
And then, of course, some of the things in Wilds kind of did what this guy just did too, right? Like, in order to progress further on, you've got to walk over and talk to somebody who's also right there at the table already. And it's like, why don't you just include this in the cutscene we've been watching?
Right?
And then you go talk to the next guy who's nearby.
And the funny thing is, sometimes
before you can then go get the assignment.
Sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, you might want to, prepare for the next MacGuffin." Me and Zio didn't really have to. We kind of were able to blast right through.
I mean, that happens all the time too. It's like you finish the hunt for the most part, right? And then there's dialogue. Of course, there's still dialogue where people will stand around and talk and stuff because they've gotten to a new area, they're setting up camp, they've met new people, that sort of thing. But they're just like, okay, so we got to take care of this threat. Go prepare.
Yeah, and you meet the people of the area. You give them these very special blankets.
They start coughing a lot. Things happen,
and suddenly there's a lot
more.
more
the
free
other
real
guys
estate.
get to come in and just take over what's left. But that's your time to go explore. And this guy's like talking about how it doesn't give me a chance to go and play Monster Hunter. Yeah, it does. Go out and explore, because you know what happens when you go and slay something that you've not been authorized yet? You get to listen to your handler complain to you because the guild has not authorized that hunt. And I did that. And I was messaging Chad about it afterwards. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, you've got to... Dude, let me tell you. I went to the desert. I wasn't supposed to be out there yet because I was just out exploring. And there's this thing, and I started to hunt it, and the handler was like, the guild hasn't authorized your hunt of this. We need to not mess with it. And I was like, I'm sorry, you telling me I can't do a thing? And she's like, yeah, you can't fucking hunt that. And I was like, bitch, watch me. So I hunted that sucker down. I hunted him to his little home hideaway, slayed his ass, carved him up. And she's just like, the guild didn't give you authorization to hunt that. And it's like, I know. And I did it anyway.
Yeah,
because I felt
look at her and
the
be like,
need to do so.
I would have looked at her and be like, bitch, are you going to stop me? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So, I didn't technically wasn't supposed to be hunting that thing yet. And then later on, I wound up with an assignment to actually go hunt the fucker. Right? And I'm like, oh, now can I hunt it? Okay, thanks. The guild finally authorizes it.
So,
but you can go do things and hunt like a Monster Hunter game without following the story.
Yeah, so to bring it back to this guy then, would you say that this guy is either confused and keeps clicking on the story, thinking that
Yes.
or has he just not played it? Is Chad frozen?
I would say
No.
he just
Oh.
hit the story. He kept going to whoever had the little quest dialogue thing over their head and keep clicking A.
Oh, so he doesn't understand how you actually explore, which is by walking around, not waiting for the game to tell you, "Hey,
Yeah.
this person has something to tell you."
And
This is
see, a lot of the times they put that person near the exit to town too.
Yeah. Are you
So
ready to
instead
go?
of just
No.
walking past them and out, which you are totally allowed to do, it's an open world,
Yeah.
he didn't.
Yeah,
So-
your answer when they ask, "Are you ready to go?" is no, and then you walk around and you go talk to other people who are just wandering around. That's how you RPG, my guy. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All right,
Now
I'm done. I'm sorry.
there was one part in the game. If he was
Mhm.
talking about that, I kind of get it. I understand that one because it happens in one point in the game, and spoilers ahead. It's near the end where it's essentially a rapid fire of boom, 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 boss after boss after boss after boss.
Mhm.
But it's right there at the end of the game because you finish with one, something else shows up, and you're like, shit, I've got to take care of this before I can go back. And then another thing happens, you got to take care of that before you go back. But you can actually, technically, you can open up the menu and hit leave quest.
Yeah.
And you will go back so you can prepare for it if you want to, or just not take care of it. And then you can go go talk to your handler, into the tent, open up the quest things, go to the assigned quest, and then actually pick the quest and go straight back into it.
Mhm.
But at the end of the game, it does like rapid fire the last 3 at you, kind of, with no slowdown, unless you force the slowdown.
Okay. Yeah,
See,
so I mean, but that's at the very end of the game. Do you think that I mean, the guy would have had to have played almost the entire game and somehow missed all of the side questing, or just that last part left a sour taste in his mouth and he didn't realize that you could just like be like, "Oh, I don't feel like doing this right now. Maybe I'll just leave this quest, go do my other side quest or whatever and then come back." I mean, I'm just trying to like good faith this article as much as I can to understand how this person got this so wrong.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it honestly feels like he was just, like I said, just kept hitting A, and then all of a sudden it's like,
now read this right here.
Low rank ends with a killer climax fight, but high rank is unequivocally where Wild sings. The traditional monster hunter progression returns. Armor sets offer a greater variety of skills.
It was there the whole time. It didn't happen just in high rank. And it's no different that high rank offers better armor with more skills. It's always been a thing. But no, his idea of traditional Monster Hunter progression returns, it was there the whole game. He just didn't experiment with it.
Yeah. And I'm thinking in my head, like, the side quests, right? They're the side
There's
quests
a lot
are on
more
the
side
map.
quests. There's a lot more side quests when you enter high rank.
Yeah,
There
but
really
what I'm
is.
saying is, even before high rank, there were side quests that are not only on your map as a big golden icon, but if you look in the distance in any direction that it's in, it'll show up as you go into town, like, hey, over here, kind of thing. So it's
This guy needed to get an article out and he wanted to have a hot take.
You know what?
Apparently.
That's probably it. But here's the thing. I actually got footage of somebody who actually did play this and did realize that they could go out. All right, I'm posting it right there.
Okay.
Just bring it up, unmute it.
Unmute it.
Because this summarizes what we're talking about.
I'm leaving.
Okay, then. That was all was allowed.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, what can I tell him? He did the main mission and was too stupid to explore those massive amount of dots that were piling up in towns that were like, hey, I got a mission for you over here, dumbass.
Oh, but yeah, apparently that's the. Yeah, dude just followed the main mission, never left town. Didn't. I mean, granted, I didn't do a whole lot of upgrading with my equipment either. Chad, on the other
that's
hand,
not your
was the
complaint.
opposite.
Oh yeah, I went ham. I was
Chad
like
was constantly
hungry.
making new equipment and stuff, and it wasn't until near the end that I had to make new equipment because I needed defense, and I had chose certain equipment because of the skill on it, and I was like, I have to throw the skills to the wind because it's low rank armor, but I have to have defense to take these on.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I was steamrolling every single monster all the way up till the end. I think I died maybe 3 times.
Yeah, he bit the bullet with Arkfeld quite a few times. They seriously need to bring in more monsters with those raid wiping abilities.
Oh yeah,
Because I loved those.
Yeah.
We were fighting one, and I didn't tell Chad about it, and I was kind of hoping he wouldn't notice me, because I was like, "Good luck," and it was the ice dragon, right? Jin Desad or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And it was charging up, and I dropped some stuff and then hid behind it, and then here comes Chad right behind me. It's like, damn it, he noticed me. Because I was wanting him to die in it, but I didn't want to get us both killed because he didn't know how to handle it. But if I didn't block it, I would have died too.
Well, the thing is, I noticed the ground pop up, and I was like, wait a minute. I've seen this in video games. I gotta hide. Because it's like the entire ground is just a big FU to anybody that's not undercover.
Oh.
So if you're not,
and then the
behind
last
cover, you're
boss
just dead.
also has one, and it covers like 95% of the arena.
Yeah.
So I ran up to the edge and was like, "Good luck, Chad," because he likes to face roll everything, right? He's like, "The fuck? Where do I go? Where do I go?" I'm like, "Good luck," and I was long gone, and then he gets popped.
Yeah, I whistled for my chocobo, and the chocobo was like, "Fuck you."
I'm pretty sure Chad took all our lives during that fight.
I did not die
by
that
himself.
much. I died, I think, once, maybe twice
He
during
died
that fight.
twice, I think, and there's only like 2 or 3 lives before it's game over. So, yeah, Chad popped most of those lives in that fight, but that was such a good one.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake will be reportedly being releasing soon, or reportedly being revealed and released soon. So they're remaking Elder Scrolls 4.
Yep.
And we're going to buy it, aren't we?
Let's fix some gaming.
Maybe. It's a maybe for me.
How long ago was
I
the
guess it
original
depends on
Elder
how they handle it.
Yeah.
Well,
if
is it a reimagining or is it just a remastering?
I think it's supposed to be a remastering, but they're also taking like Skyrim into account.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it has Skyrim graphics,
because the thing with the Elder Scrolls is their control for everything is wildly different from one another.
Yeah.
Right? Because I have Oblivion and stuff on Steam, and I went back to try and play the older ones, Morrowind and stuff, because I absolutely loved them. And, even if they do look dated and stuff, I didn't care. But then when I realized the control scheme was so archaic, I was like, how the fuck did I play this back then?
Because that was the thing. That was like the most advanced it got. Then Skyrim came out and just improved on everything. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I
if
think
they
they're
remaster
taking
it,
like Skyrim into account for the controls and such or whatnot. But other than that, I think it's just essentially a remake, not a reimagining or anything.
Yeah.
It's like an HD remake kind of
See,
deal.
the one thing I want them to do is keep the color scheme, because where Skyrim is more subdued and kind of a grayish, in Oblivion, it was very vibrant. Like Cyrodiil was extremely vibrant, very more like grassy plains as opposed to the mountain terrain in Skyrim. And then you had like when you went through the portals of Oblivion, it was like, oh, this is hell. Got it. And there's like fire pits and like the Daedra, which are essentially demons that, Doom Guy would cream to get into one of those and be like, play my theme song.
Daedric gods.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, until they actually release anything on this, of course.
Yeah.
We don't know. But yeah.
It's one of those wait and see.
Yeah. Depending on how they handle it, it probably will be one of those things that I drop coinage on, especially when it goes on sale. So,
by the way, the one thing that will sell it for me, they release a VR version.
A VR version of Elder Scrolls 4.
Yep.
All right. Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed have messed up again, making Japan mad once more.
It's like that meme from Groundhog's Day. It's Ubisoft messed up day again.
Oh.
What did they do?
They mocked one of the deities.
We're not even doing any research anymore. I don't know if they did much research to begin with.
So basically, this guardian deity, they turned into a scarecrow in the game. Yeah.
They turned it into a scarecrow.
Yep.
They really do a lot of research over there at Ubisoft, don't they?
Yeah, but are they researching comics or it seems like they're not researching a real place.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Oh, because why not? But let's see. Japan's France released official statement condemning Ubisoft's lack of cultural respect and racism in Assassin's Creed Shadow. Let's see. They called us liars and grifter for reporting this. That these were fake Japanese accounts, but it was all true.
As usual.
As usual. Hygro Perfectual Assembly member. Is that how that is said?
That you got it right.
Hygro.
Prefectural.
Is that Hygro?
Oh, I don't know about that. That's
Hygro?
Hyogo.
Hyogo. See, you can do Japanese better than me. Go for it.
Hyogo Prefectural Assembly member interviews the head priest of the Itate Hyozu and Yuzuru shrine, and they were very upset.
You were doing better than I did.
I get lost in words. That's my problem.
So here's the thing. I will make up my own language, and it's right in my world.
Let's see. They cite the recent tourist population in Japan by people without understanding or respect and express dismay that the game promotes this disrespect. I believe they are, tangentially referring to certain influences who have traveled to who have traveled to Japan to harass Japanese, such as freaking Johnny Somali, who,
and
by
I'm
the
so
way,
happy to see him
Japan
going to jail.
And Korea are very upset of the nuisance streamers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say Ubisoft is on their radar.
Well, that's the thing though. It's the kicked dog thing, you know. It's the whipped dog thing, you know. Like this dog is now. I'm sorry, you're not dogs, Japan, but they're hypersensitive now to being disrespected because they have been so disrespected so often so recently.
Yeah.
So they're hyper aware. They're hypersensitive to that, you know.
I don't blame them. Like seriously, Johnny Somali. Fuck that dude.
He is an absolute tool, and they're right. Like this isn't an imagined slight at all. I don't know that racism would be what I call it, but yeah, I think that I don't know if it would have been as big a deal if it weren't for the fact that they're pissed off they're tired of being disrespected by these other cultures.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
like. I mean, this is like the straw that broke the camel's back.
The problem is they've had all those nuisance streamers over there.
Yeah, and I can't say what I want them to do.
Even if you aren't a nuisance streamer, you can now not be anything that is not Japanese in Japan or Korea at this point, not Korean, and have like your thing out live streaming or something, because people will assume you're a nuisance streamer and go after you at this point now, because it is such a bad problem over there.
Yeah.
But they are just, they are just definitely like more hyper aware of this stuff. And then you have Ubisoft bringing in an Assassin's Creed game with a black guy who has no cultural relevance in Japan at all. And Japan's looking at it going, the fuck is this shit? And then he's shooting arrows into their shrine, destroying their shrine, which is on the same engine they made the one with the Arabic shrines and stuff in it, right? Which couldn't be destroyed. But then tried to claim, well, they're different engines now. That's why we didn't why you couldn't destroy the other one. No, it's because if you had destroyed that, they also would have burnt your game to the ground.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have been able to sell it in Saudi Arabia or anywhere else.
Very possibly take out the studio building too.
I know. I was like, the game. No, they would have taken out the game and the people who made
developer.
Yeah,
very, I mean, Charlie Head though. You know,
would have been like, what was that newspaper and whatever European?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, where they blew it the fuck up.
Yeah,
or at least the first floor of it. Yeah, they would have done that to them.
No.
But yeah, the Japanese for the most part kind of keep to themselves, but when you've got all these people being nuisances over there.
Yeah, and just being disrespectful, and I think that's the thing. They're just like, they feel like they've been disrespected so much, and they're done.
And I've actually seen where tourists will, like non-Japanese tourists, are starting to see these assholes and are confronting them like, you're ruining it for us. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. And that's good, honestly. That's good.
Yeah. And what's really funny is people like Johnny Smalley and stuff keep recording these people when they go after them, thinking it's going to matter. I don't think Japan cares anymore, or Korea.
No.
So
he's
they're going to be like, oh, that guy assaulted you? Yeah, well, we'll look into that real quick. Don't worry.
We couldn't find him. By the way, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You're going to jail.
Good riddance. I hope he goes to jail for a long damn time.
5 years minimum, I heard.
Well, I hope
really?
it's good.
I thought it was 3 to 5 years. But then again, I saw that his demeanor in the court was crazy.
Yeah, that's why they just went straight to 5.
Wow. Yeah.
By the way,
I think he had gone in there planning to apparently, I guess, live stream it. I don't know if he actually attempted to or not, though, because that was the day prior that I heard that information.
So that was his plan, but that did not happen. He also was drunk when he showed up to court.
I do know that they said that it couldn't be, like there would be no cameras in the court.
Yeah.
And that had been like well known for weeks leading up to it or something.
But he's
and
an
he was
idiot.
just going on, oh, I'm gonna live stream this and we're gonna we'll see how that plays out. And I haven't looked into it.
Yeah,
well, no, he's not just a bad person, he is an idiot. He's actually functionally retarded.
So he got 5 years, but with him showing up drunk to the thing, I think they were talking about tacking on even more.
Oh, I hope so.
Well, the thing is that that was like the first charge. So he had another charge, and he actually showed that one on camera, and he wasn't supposed to. So
Yeah.
that's another thing that he wasn't. He's full of just bad ideas and bad stupid things that he does. And then like right after that, he decides to go on like a stream and talk about like how he doesn't respect the judge and they're stupid and make like racial
That's
Oh, I
fine.
hope they make an example out of him.
well,
Like, there's a lot of
I
people
hope
out there who
they-
need to be made an example of. He's definitely one of them.
I hope they bring out the cane.
yeah.
Ah,
I'm just gonna say that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, my aunt would often say they need to bring back caning, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? This dude clearly wasn't beat as a kid, so like, you know,
no, I mean, yeah, they should go ahead and give him his wish and make,
Was it
occasionally televise the caning.
yeah,
wasn't it? I think the term's corporal punishment. I think.
yes, corporal punishment.
Yeah, that needs to come back, and I mean everywhere. I don't just mean like in Japan. I mean, honestly, if we arrested somebody for whatever and beat the piss out of them, you might not do that
Probably
again.
less likely to do it. Yeah. So we're looking at a cost of around $500 million to make Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh my gosh, it's so many
which
dollars.
is going to be interesting.
It's half a billion. I was about to say trillion.
They're gonna have to like sell a lot.
They're gonna sell a lot. See, they're gonna sell their studio.
Look, I'm just saying they're gonna have to sell a lot to make it back.
Next.
All right, so
Oh, Chrono Trigger.
the rest of the show, because I meant to do this at 9:30.
Okay.
We're gonna continue because we still have 1, 2. We've got about 3 more things to do, I guess.
All right.
But the rest of this is going to be Rumble only. I meant to do this at 9:30. I forgot to. It is almost 10. So, if you're not over on the Rumble side of things, go down to the description where you can find that. If you want to follow Chad or Meg, their links are also in the description down below. So go there, come on over to Rumble, and we are going to enjoy 30 years of Chrono Trigger.
We're old.
I never finished this game. Okay, so the reason I have a good reason though. So I was playing it on my Nintendo DS.
All right, did this go over?
Stop staring at me. I have a reason. So I was playing it, right? So when you go back in time to save the chick with the glasses, I forget her name. But you go back in time to save her mother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that you had to stop this machine, and you have to enter basically her name, Laura, Lara.
Yeah.
For some reason, it wasn't accepting my inputs, so I couldn't save the mom. Like she kept dying, and I was like, no. So I would just like shut off the game, and I just try to start it up again. And I'm like, I'm doing the thing, and then I looked it up online, and I was like, I'm doing this right, game, right? And so I was doing it right. But for whatever reason, like it wasn't accepting my inputs. I don't know if my game was buggy or if my my console was buggy or something like that. But I got so pissed off, and I was like, oh, I'll do it another time. And I just like never got back to it. Then I loaned my machine out to somebody, and yeah. So like I was almost at the end though. I think that was like really close to. Oh wow! I am huge.
Did we lose Zia?
I have no idea. He's the muted.
Yeah,
but we're very, very important now.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's why I never finished it though.
Yeah,